True Crime Society podcast contains adult themes and violence and is not intended for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. And if you'd like to skip the intro or move to any specific part of the podcast, please refer to the timestamps listed in the episode description. Thank you. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the True Crime Society podcast with Stephanie and Olivia. It is August 7th, 2025 right now. Relevant because, like we've been saying, we're recording a bunch of episodes to get ready for when I have this baby. It could be any time now. 37 and a half weeks. My doctor said I'm on track for my due date, which is August 24th. So who knows? Maybe there will be a baby by the time this episode comes out. But we're trying not to we're going to have one dark week probably. And then we've recorded a good chunk of episodes to try to keep putting them out so that you guys won't be without us for too long. We saw some people talking on Reddit on how they were excited for me, but they were going to be sad to have a maternity leave break and they were saving up episodes. But you don't have to worry, even though you can save episodes and go on Patreon because we have a ton of bonus episodes on there, probably almost 100 now. No, we definitely have over 100 because I think at our last break, whenever we had that in July,
90 something.
99. So we definitely have over 100 now.
Yeah, so we have 100 bonus episodes on Patreon. And if you even just like want to join for a month and then cancel, hopefully you'll stay, but you can listen to them all in that month. You could get access to all of them.
You could listen to, and because we all, like when we set up our Patreon, we said that it would be like around a half an hour bonus episode each week, but I feel like most weeks it's at least 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So you get, I feel like for $1 a week, it's a pretty good value.
Yeah, especially with the backlog now that it's built up over all this time. So you get access to everything. But either way, you shouldn't miss us for too long, hopefully, if all goes according to plan.
Yeah.
But I hope that, you guys can give me some grace.
I feel like if there's one time for people to be understanding, this is it. We're not being lazy. This is like an actual life-changing event.
And we've been working really hard this past month with double recording, like double editing. Olivia's been writing like double scripts. So we're trying to be prepared.
Maybe I should write a book or something with all these scripts because I feel like I've got enough now.
Yeah, right? Do something with them.
Yeah.
You had something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so like obviously over the last few weeks we were speaking about this meta ban junk. It's still ongoing. Feels like no end is in sight. Like it has had me very stressed. I feel like
crazy.
Now it's been over a month now since it all happened for me. So and I like it sounds so ridiculous. I know first world problem, but it was a shock. And the thing is for me, the main worry is losing true crime stuff. Anyway, I feel like the shock has lessened a little bit, but I've been having trouble sleeping. I don't know if it's because of that or if it's because of my age. Like I don't even know what it is, but I take melatonin and stuff like that. But I also I just feel like every morning I'm waking up like by 3 a.m. I wake up and I just toss and turn and like I do go back to sleep, but it's not proper sleep. So I don't know if anyone has any tips on how I can stop that. I did buy this other like supplement that's meant to help you sleep properly and regulate your sleep cycle and all that. But if anyone has any hints or tips, I have also cut back on caffeine. Like I didn't drink a whole lot of caffeine anyway, but cut right back. But even on last weekend, I was like, all I would do is I just want to sleep in. And then I was up at 6:30. So I don't know. I know it happens as you get older, maybe. I don't know if it's because of that or if it's, I don't know. Like someone was saying your adrenals. So that's the supplement I've got is maybe meant to help my adrenals, but we'll see.
I feel like melatonin and all that never really worked for me, but I've always been more of a nocturnal night owl person. Like it's very rare for me to get a full 8 hours of sleep. I usually function on like 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And lately it's been worse, obviously, being 8 going on 9 months pregnant has been horrible because I don't sleep at all. But then I do think a lot of it has to do with like stress. You've been stressed out about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And just like maybe getting back into working out will help burn off some of the energy.
Yeah,
and
I think so too.
you just have to exhaust yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like when I say stress, like the Facebook stuff isn't the only stuff. Like there's obviously like I feel like everyone has other stresses going on too, but like this has just been a lot. And I do also feel like I don't want to give away my age, but I feel like this is a time of hormonal change maybe. So I don't know. Anyway, if anyone has any ideas, let me know, because I would love to have like a solid, even just 8 hours of solid sleep would be great.
Do edibles? Is weed legal there? I have no idea.
No, weed isn't legal here. I think you can, like, when I say they're not legal, it's not legal. But I'm pretty sure you can order them like through online pharmacies and things like that. But yeah, not a thing really here.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's what helps me sometimes. Obviously not right now, but
soon, maybe soon.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss having a drink and getting a little high.
Yeah. One thing I do find that as I get older too, more and more alcohol affects me. So even if I have if I have no drinks, I sleep way better. And I used to be able to have like 1 or 2 and be fine, but now I find even if I have that, it really affects my sleep. So I do. Yeah. It's like a vicious cycle, because sometimes I'll be stressed, I'll have a glass of wine, which I know is like not a healthy coping mechanism, so don't come at me, but I will do it. But like then that affects my sleep. So it's like an ongoing cycle that I just need to stop. I do, and I have been slack with my exercise. I do need to get back into it. Which
drinking has never helped me sleep.
Yeah. After I record today, I am going to go for a big walk. But yeah, in terms of drinking, because I wear like an Apple Watch to bed, and if I drink, when I wake up in the morning, it's like your heart rate was 17% higher, and I do really feel it affects my sleep horribly.
Yeah, some people like say they have like a glass of whatever to like go to bed. Like I get it can relax you or whatever, but I just feel like it always has given me a worse sleep to drink.
Yeah.
Like maybe it'll help you fall asleep quicker, but like you don't get as good of a sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of knocks you out. But then I feel like when you wake up, as it starts wearing off, like your body kind of, I don't know, shocks. I don't know. That's a non-scientific theory. I don't know.
Yeah. People are gonna be like, you guys are idiots, shut up. So yeah, let us know any hot sleeping tips. Would love to hear them.
I forgot
what
about
helps you go to sleep
of the week.
I could talk about it now.
Yes. So we did have some nice messages and, of course, a few not so nice ones as well. Someone told us last week to shut up and get on with the podcast, which I think I don't even know if we already spoke about that, but that just still makes me laugh. We did have a listener of the week this week. It's, how would you say that? MEGN, Megan?
I would say Megan. But...
Okay. I think if you guys say Megan, we say Megan, so I'm pretty sure she's from the US. All right. So the listener of the week is someone who sent us a message on Instagram. Her name is Megan. I hope they got that right. She said, "Hi, ladies. I just wanted to say I absolutely love your podcast. I have a 1.5 hour drive to work and started listening when I started the commute. Your podcast has become part of my morning routine. If I don't get a chance to listen, my day is just off. Have you done an episode about Shannon Christian and Christopher Newsom, which we haven't, so now I've noted that down. I just heard about this case and would love to hear your thoughts. Stay chatty." So that's kind.
Yeah, thank you. 1.5 hour commute to work is horrible.
Yeah, when I used to work in the city, I would be about that. I had to stop after I had my second kid because I just couldn't do it. But
yeah, it takes 3 hours of your day.
Yeah, I know. Like I didn't like, because I used to live in this city and then we moved out when we had kids and stuff like that. So I just thought I can't do it anymore. But I understand that commute. I used to do it. It was a nightmare.
Well, I'm glad that we can make your commute a little better, Megan. Yes, I hope that you get a shorter commute one day.
And one thing that's also happened today, like I feel like, I know we always bitch, and with the things that we speak about in our podcast are like generally horrible and heinous, but there is a lot of good in the world. Like even today, just as a random thing that happened, Instagram released this stupid map feature where basically they show your location where you're posting, unless you turn it off, or if you choose to share, they show you your location. There's been a lot of uproar because people are like, now, people can see where their exes are, and anyway, all this stuff. But so both of our locations were turned off anyway, but people always ask us to tag our posts where they happen. So they'll be like, what state is this? Which we always try and do. And so we've had a few messages from people going, "Hey ladies, just want to let you know that I can see your location now," which thankfully it's just the location of what we've tagged. But people were looking out for us. So I was like, that's really nice. Thank you. Like imagine if I had have actually showed our home addresses. That would have been horrible for anyone who doesn't realize that feature is now on. Or doesn't know how to turn it off. It's not a nice thing. So that was very nice. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you for looking out.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who sent us a message letting us know.
Luckily, it was not our addresses or homes or anything like that on there. So if anyone's planning to come visit, that's not where we live.
Yeah, we don't live in Washington, and I don't live in the middle of Australia because I think they're our last two ones.
Yeah, you don't live in the what's
desert.
it called?
Desert.
But what's like the term for it? The Australian
outback.
Yeah, the outback. You don't live in the fucking outback. But yeah, we do really appreciate that. Thank you. Before we get into the episode, we have a quick word from our sponsor, Quince. As summer winds down, I'm all about refreshing my wardrobe with staple pieces for the season ahead. I'm always trying to change up my wardrobe because I don't have a lot of closet space, so I need some good, solid, staple pieces. And I actually have a few things from Quince that I love that I got last year. I have a few of the Mongolian cashmere crew neck sweaters that I love for fall, early fall especially, because they're light, they're soft, they're snuggly. They're perfect for like a little bit of a crisp night, but like still not too hot. I love them so much.
Think chic cashmere and cotton sweaters starting at just $40, washable silk tops, and classic denim pants. Timeless styles that you'll keep coming back to. And the best part is that everything with Quince is half the cost of similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury without the markup.
As we all know, I have a baby on the way. The baby could be here by the time this episode comes out. Who knows? But from Quince, they also have a lot of great like bedding, towels, things like that. So I ordered a blanket for the nursery for the baby. I'm so excited for it to come because they just look so snuggly. They look so chic and elevated. I just can't wait to position it in a very decorative position, either on my nursery chair or the crib. I just know it's going to be great.
Elevate your full wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/TCS for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/TCS to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/TCS.
Okay, so to do a complete 180, we were talking about a horrific case today, as we often do, but this one is just like, ugh.
It's one that we've had people request a lot, and people have said, have you done an episode on this? And to be honest, I have put it off just because it is especially horrible. There are a lot of really heinous details, especially like as a trigger warning, it's going to involve the sexual abuse of a child, the murder of a child. We aren't going to get into a lot of the sexual abuse details just because they're too graphic, and I feel like it's so degrading for the child and it's just unnecessary. All the court documents are online for this case if you really want to go and read it. Some of them are redacted, but it is probably one of the saddest cases I feel like we've done in a while.
Yeah, so it's been requested a lot because it was a lot in the news, even
it was
the
high profile
kind of
one.
PG-ish version. It's the case of Madeline Soto. She disappeared and was murdered in 2024. She's from Florida. She's 13 years old, and she was murdered and sexually abused by her mom's like boyfriend.
For
I don't
years.
think he's really her stepdad,
I don't know.
but kind of like her fake stepdad.
Yeah, they weren't married, and they weren't apparently even in a relationship at the time that this all happened, which is a whole other thing that we'll get into. But this weird, creepy man had access to a child who wasn't his daughter and was able to carry out this heinous abuse for years. It's awful.
Yeah, and a lot of people have side-eyed the mom. So it's a really horrible story. I don't know how many times we say it's horrible, but it truly is just like a sad, awful story.
Yeah, and there are over 1,000 court documents in this case. You can get them on Scribd, which is how I looked at them. You do have to sign up for that, but you can get a free trial if you want to read them all. There is another website called gavinfish.com, and he has tons of court documents, crime scene photos, like not graphic photos, but photos of the scene.
I like the apartment.
And where her body was found and all that. So I'll link his page on the blog too. So if you want to have a look at more things like that without signing up to look at the court documents, I recommend checking out his blog.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start off with some background about Madeline and her family. Madeline Sophia Soto was born on February 22nd, 2011 to Jennifer Soto and Tyler Wallace. Tyler doesn't seem to have been very involved in Madeline's life. He's made some statements saying that Madeline wanted to live with him once she turned 13. He's talked to the media a bit during all of this, but it seems like he wasn't actually involved much in her life up until this point. When Madeline was around 3 years old, Jennifer, her mother, married a man named Stephen Young, and they got divorced in 2017. That same year, Jennifer met Stephan Sterns at Eco Homes, where they both worked. They were friends for around a year before they began an intimate relationship. So, seems like there was a few men in and out of Jennifer's life at the time, and Stephan is the bad guy. By 2018, Stephan started staying over at Jennifer's home. Madeline was obviously there during the time. Madeline attended Hunter Creek Middle School in Orlando, Florida. She lived in an apartment with her mother, Jennifer, Jennifer's boyfriend, Stephan. Stephan was 37 in February 2024. Multiple roommates also lived in the home. One was named Natalie, and she was living in the apartment with her 15-year-old son. There's also another woman named Angelica. So to me, it just seems like there was like a lot going on here.
There was a lot of people coming and going. Like, it seems like it was a relatively big house, even though it's an apartment, apparently. Like, it seems like there was a lot of bedrooms, just a lot of people coming and going. There are photos on this Gab & Fish site of it. Seems clean enough. Like, it just looks like a standard, like there are some rooms that are messier. They're all photos, obviously, that were taken after the crime had happened. But it just kind of seems like, obviously, they needed people in there to pay the rent. So they had a random assortment of people living there.
Yeah, it just seems like it would be a lot as a teenage girl growing up to have all these people around all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Her biological father, Tyler, lived in Texas and primarily communicated with her through social media. He told the media, Maddie was just the most important person to my wife and I. According to people who knew her, Madeline loved music, dancing, art, drawing, and journaling. Some of her neighbors have spoken out about her. One named Nancy said she was full of life and she was trying to find her way. So like Olivia was saying, there's over 900 pages of court documents for this case. So she went through and summarized the most important parts, but we'll link the whole thing in the blog if you want to go through some of them on your own, like we were saying.
And also what we've done too is kind of tried to keep it as chronological as we can. Like, it's hard in these cases because what we know at the start isn't obviously what we know at the conclusion of the case, but we've tried to keep it as chronological as we can. So yeah, just to explain how we've pieced it together.
So in the months before Madeline disappeared, there were some reports that Jennifer and Stephan had broken up. Jennifer told her roommate Angelica that she and Stephan had not had a sexual relationship for over 6 months. Police would also interview Stephan's parents, Chris and Deborah, and this is information from Chris about their relationship. So this is from the court documents. It's coming from like a report. So the I is an officer, whoever was interviewing them. He says, I asked Chris if Stephan ever said they were officially broken up, and he said yes and no. Chris stated Jennifer told him the week prior to Stephan coming to kiss me for this incident that Jennifer told him she didn't want Stephan as a partner and he wouldn't be a good partner for her. Chris said he assumed they were officially ending their relationship because Stephan had recently been seeing another female. So at 2 points before Madeline was murdered, Stephan searched for sevoflurane. This is info from the court documents about that. So the court documents say Stephan also searches sevoflurane on 2 different dates, February 12th, 2024 and February 14th, 2024. Sevoflurane is a volatile anesthetic that provides hypnosis, amnesia, akinesia, and an autonomic blockade during surgical and procedural interventions. So it seems like it's a type of numbing anesthesia, can't move, something that knocks you out.
Yeah.
Clinical uses include inhalation, induction of general anesthesia in neonatal and pediatric patients secondary to IVs. This information was obtained by Google. It is unknown why Stephan would be searching this item using the search terms of showing up in drug test when he wasn't attempting to get a job or he didn't have any children that were having surgery. So I think obviously you can imagine why he'd be searching that in those terms and these things, given the circumstances we know now. Thursday, February 22nd, 2024 was Madeline's 13th birthday. A party with a few friends and family was held on Sunday, February 25th, 2024, and it was held at Yolanda Zambrano's home, which is Madeline's maternal grandmother. Stephan did not attend this party as he was not liked by Jennifer's family and was not involved. Jennifer, Madeline's mother, also did not attend due to work. Madeline had been staying at Yolanda's home around this time, and she cried when she had to return to her own home. So I feel like that whole thing just kind of shows, again, that it seems like Madeline didn't have a very, like, stable environment to live in. Like, she's staying at her grandmother's house, or she's staying at this house with all these roommates. Her mother and mother's boyfriend both weren't at her, like, little family birthday party.
I have read too, like, Madeline was apparently staying at her grandmother's house for over a week. Like, even for, like, her mother, not like, I understand there's work, but then have the party on a separate day or a time.
On a day
like,
that you don't have to work.
Yeah, like, wouldn't you, like, as a mother, I feel like you prioritize, you'd say, hey, I'm not working this day, let's do the party that day.
Yeah, like, you'd want to be there.
Yeah, it's
Like,
yeah,
I
I
get
agree.
some things come up, but in this circumstance, like, knowing what we do, and I generally try to, like, give a lot of people a benefit of the doubt, but, like, I just think Jennifer really did absolutely fucking nothing to help her daughter, and basically served her up on a silver platter to this disgusting human being.
I feel, like, sometimes, I agree. Like, we try and give people grace and we say, oh, maybe this is why, but I just feel like Jennifer is a garbage human being and she was a horrible mother.
Yeah, like, she did not give a fuck about Madeline. So Madeline was dropped home after the party around 8:30 p.m. on February 25th, and Stephan arrived at the apartment around 8:40 p.m. The one roommate named Natalie has said that she did not see Madeline return home that night, and she was already in bed. Jennifer arrived home from work around 10:30 p.m. that night, and she would later tell authorities that she saw Madeline before bed, and that Madeline showed her the gift she received for her birthday. So this is where things start to get really horrific. Stephan and Maddie shared a bed, and Jennifer apparently shared the same bed despite being broken up from Stephan. And so the three of them shared a bed, I guess, but then it also seems like Jennifer wasn't there that often, so it was basically just a 13-year-old girl sharing a bed with a 37-year-old man.
Yeah, like, either way, like, I have daughters. I just feel like this is such an unacceptable situation. I can't, like, it just blows my mind. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't even have words. I think it's so disgusting and horrible. Like, I don't know. I just don't even have words. So this is another blip from the court documents. This is what Angelica, the roommate, said about the situation. It says, I asked Angelica about the sleeping arrangements, and she said all three of them would sleep together. They made a small space for Madeline to sleep in the living room, but she didn't like it, so she would sleep with Jennifer. I asked if she ever witnessed Stephan and Madeline go into Stephen's bedroom by themselves, and she said yes. Jennifer would be at the house when this occurred. Angelica said she had a conversation with Jennifer about Stephan and Madeline going into the same room together, and Jennifer would tell her that Stephan would never harm Madeline, so she was okay with it happening. Angelica stated that she had another conversation with Jennifer about her sexual interactions or lack thereof with Stephan. Angelica said that they didn't have sexual relations often, and that this is why she didn't want him to, and she didn't want to be with him any longer. When Stephan was told that he had to move out of the house, Angelica stated he was not happy, but Madeline did not appear to be upset with Stephan moving out of the house. So it doesn't even seem like Madeline had her own room at all, or anywhere, any of her own space. And as, like, a 13-year-old girl, that's probably all you want. You're going through a lot of changes, hormones, puberty, growing up. She doesn't even have her own room or anything. It's either a small space in the living room with all these roommates around, or in bed with this 37-year-old man.
And the other thing is too that we'll get into is Jennifer had her own bedroom downstairs. So so there's a photo of her own bedroom. She has, like, looks like, I don't know, a queen size bed. So essentially there would have been room for Madeline to be in the bed. Like, I feel like
that should have been her room.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even if she had to share with Jennifer, that is what should have been happening instead of sharing with this disgusting, perverted creep of a man. Like, there was room in there. Jennifer, I absolutely believe she knew what was going on. Like, what? Yeah. There is no other reason for this. It's just horrible. Like, it's mind-blowing.
And if they didn't have the space, Stephan didn't have to live there. He's a 37-year-old man. Go live somewhere else.
Yeah.
So Jennifer apparently sent Stephan and Madeline to bed around 11 p.m. And there was the downstairs bedroom where Jennifer would also sleep that Olivia just was talking about. So these are some texts between Jennifer and Stephan after that. So this is at 11:40 p.m.
Yeah.
So February 25th at 11:39 p.m. these texts are happening. Jennifer texts Stephan, Make sure she goes to bed right now. Stephan replies, okay, sweetie, good night. Jennifer replies, good night. Stephan texts Jennifer, she's built her nest and she's settling in now. And then Jennifer replies, okay, good. So like she knew that like they were alone in bed together.
Yeah. There, in the court documents too, there is also some information about medication that Madeline was apparently taking. Jennifer said that she was taking Adderall, hydroxyzine, which is a sleeping medication and anxiety medication, as well as Miralax for constipation. So Madeline was apparently on a few things. Like I have read that she had trouble sleeping and whatever else.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, so they were the medications that are listed in the court documents that Madeline may have taken that night or was taking at the time that this all happened.
So Madeline was reported missing that following day on Monday, February 26, 2024, around 8 p.m. Stephan was meant to have dropped Madeline off at school that day. Jennifer said she woke up when Stephan took the dog out for a walk earlier that morning and she went back to sleep. Again, so like what the fuck is Jennifer doing? Like,
yeah.
She never saw Madeline that day and apparently assumed that she arrived at school. Stephan spoke to Jennifer during the day and said that he had somehow factory reset his phone while trying to update it. I love when people are like, whoa, I somehow factory reset my phone. Like, there's been a few cases where people are like, I don't know how it did it. Like you have to go through many steps.
I feel like I haven't factory reset my phone for a long time, but anytime I have done it in the past, it takes like minutes. It's not like a one-click thing.
Yeah, you have to Google how to do it. You have to go to a menu and asks you to confirm. Like, it's no like, whoa, whoops. So, yeah, red flag again. Jennifer went to school at 4:30 p.m. to pick Madeline up, and according to Click Orlando, it was only then that she realized that Madeline had not been at school that day.
Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So, my daughter was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
Good. Alright, so people are still on the scene, let's put that out. Any hospital location, how long?
13.
I'm trying to get there right now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. They announced it over the speaker, and I'm just like, maybe she walked here, because sometimes she'll walk here to this office. I came here, nothing. I went back to the school, they were closed. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Okay. What's her name?
Madeline. Madeline.
Madeline. Last name?
Soto. Soto.
Soto?
Yeah.
Madeline's phone was found in the family home, which was unusual because she probably would have usually brought it with her. And we eventually learned some more about the movement of her cell phone. So this info is a summary of the documents about it from Reddit, which we linked the post in the blog. So at 7:04 a.m., Maddie's phone is unplugged from the charger. 7:05 a.m., it moves 113 steps. 7:15 a.m., phone moves 50 steps. 7:16 a.m., Maddie's phone is powered off. And this pattern of Madeline's cellular phone use is not typical of her normal day, which shows this activity was not physically done by Madeline. Because I'm assuming she's getting up, getting ready for school. Like, she's not turning her phone off. She's bringing it with her.
Yeah.
So 10:55 a.m., I guess the phone is back on and moves 8 steps. February 27th was day 2 of this case. The Orange County Sheriff issued a press release asking for information. It said missing juvenile 13-year-old Madeline Soto was last seen around 8:30 a.m. yesterday, which is Monday, February 26th, off of Village Park Drive in the area of Town Loop Boulevard and Hunter Park Lane. She's wearing a green sweatshirt, black shorts, and white Crocs. And it just says, if you've seen her, call this number, all that. Stephan was questioned on this day. He was asked exactly where he dropped Madeline off and what he did after. The detectives questioned some of his answers, and Stephan changed his story. So, I mean, like, police were on to him right away, because I think it's just, like, very obvious to who
would
did
be
something
the main
to her.
suspect, yeah.
He said he dropped her off at the school, but then he changed his story, said he dropped her off at church and watched her walk towards the school. So
when we said too on Instagram that we were doing this story, we had a message from someone, and they said basically in this case too, there were a lot of eyewitnesses or some eyewitnesses that reported seeing Madeline on the day, which obviously these reports would turn out to be false. Like, she is a pretty standard looking child. Like, she, there's nothing, just any, like, it's like any child you would see on the street. So I understand why there could be some mistaken sightings of her, but people were saying that they also did see her going to school that day, which ended up being totally false.
Yeah, I think I just said this recently too, like witness and like eyewitness stuff and things like that. It's very unreliable in some ways, because you start thinking, and like maybe they did see a brunette girl walking, and then you're like, oh my god, that could have been her.
And I have no doubt, like, at that, if he said he dropped her off when she was meant to go to school, there would have been a bunch of kids walking into the school at that time.
Or maybe they saw her walking another day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. On February 28th, the sheriff's office conducted a large-scale search. Orange County Sheriff John Mina said that they found information on Madeline's phone indicating that she wanted to live in the woods when she turned 13, which happened on February 22nd, 2024. So, I mean, I guess they could have been like, oh, maybe she ran away, but also just shows, again, she was uncomfortable at home.
Yeah, like my daughter is also 13. I just can't even imagine, like, to want to live in the woods. It just shows how horrible your home life was.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
He also said that authorities had searched the area in which she was last seen and nothing had been found. Stephan gave authorities consent to search his cell phone. Authorities also searched the family home. Jennifer and Stephan drove to an Orange County hotel at the time. Jennifer's mother has said that Stephan was very panicky because he wanted his phone back. Stephan snuck out that night and drove all the way down to Northport for unknown reasons before returning by the next morning. On Thursday, February 29th, 2024, Stephan was arrested as the prime suspect in Madeline's case. In a release, investigators said that detectives discovered hundreds of disturbing images and videos of child pornography when they searched his phone and Google Drive account. And a review of the device's data showed that someone had tried to delete the evidence ahead of time. No, he accidentally reset his phone. Duh. Authorities also found nude photos of one of the roommates on Stephan's phone, and it's believed that Stephan put his cell phone under the roommate's door to take these photos. So, just disgusting. Detectives were able to pinpoint some of these images and videos to the family's home in Kissimmee, court records show. Stephan was arrested and held on no bond. He was charged with sexual battery and possession of child sexual abuse material. Stephan would tell authorities about the sleeping arrangements in the home. He said that he shared a bed with Madeline and Jennifer, and that Madeline always needed human contact when going to sleep. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Stephan said it was normal and usual for him to go to bed with Madeline alone. And this was so that Jennifer could get some sleep. I'm so, like, I just can't. It makes me so irritated and annoyed, these people.
Yeah,
Authorities would interview an ex of Stephan's. They had a brief relationship in 2022. Stephan would refuse to spend the night with this woman. He said he had to be back with Jennifer and Madeline as they could not sleep without him there. The woman ended the relationship after she found out about the sleeping arrangements. It's so bizarre.
Obviously, I agree that woman did the right thing, but she absolutely dodged a bullet there. It's creepy and disgusting, and there's no argument for this ever being the right decision or right situation that Madeline should have been in.
No.
So on March 1st, 2024, a lot of evidence was released. We'll backtrack a little bit now because we find out on this day basically more about what happened and what led to Madeline's disappearance and murder. Police said that they believe Madeline was killed between 12 a.m. and around 7 a.m. on Monday, February 26th, 2024. So you remember that Stephan was messaging Jennifer at around 11:30. So basically after that and before 7 a.m. The police said our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off on the morning of February 26th near her school. Instead, we believe she was already dead at that time and that Stephan moved her body in the early morning hours of that day. At 7:30 a.m. that day, Stephan was seen driving his vehicle to a dumpster in Venetian Bay in Florida. He exited his vehicle and threw 2 large white trash bags in the dumpster. In the passenger seat of the vehicle, a white female can be seen. The female was wearing a green sweatshirt and her head was slumped to the left. Her position was described as abnormal and she didn't move at all while Stephan was getting in and out of the vehicle. There was CCTV of him dumping items in a dumpster at the apartment complex at 7:35 a.m. Authorities would later find Madeline's backpack and her laptop in the trash there. Photos of the backpack and the things that they found are on the Gavin Fish blog if you want to check them out too.
On top of everything else, like this guy is also just clearly a fucking idiot. Like all of this is so ridiculous that he was just like driving around town with her body in the car, throwing things out.
In the front seat, not even in the trunk at this stage. And, you know, like thinking that by factory resetting he could get rid of all this child sex abuse material on his phone. Just, I don't know if it's arrogance or dumb.
That's what I don't
even
know.
Like,
did he really just think like he was going to get away with it, or he's just that stupid? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. So Stephan was later seen driving the vehicle with Madeline's body still in it. He was also seen changing a tire on the side of the road. Like imagine but he was still able to do that and get rid of the body. Like a dead body in the front. Has to change the tire. Still got away with it for a little while.
Oh my God, what a fucking mess.
More video of Madeline in the vehicle was found. She was seen in the vehicle at 8:19, 8:33 and 9:01 a.m. This confirms that Stephan obviously did not drop her off at school at 8:30 a.m. as he originally said. At 9:40, Stephan entered a parking garage at the Holiday Inn in Orlando, Florida. He parked the vehicle and opened the trunk. He then carried a limp body from the passenger seat to the trunk. He left the garage and the vehicle was seen on CCTV again at 10:14 a.m. And by that point, obviously, Madeline was no longer in the passenger seat. Stephan went back to the apartment. Angelica, one of the roommates, said that he was acting odd. He was going in and out of the apartment. She also said he was washing his clothes, which she had never seen him do previously. Which is,
the subtle like dig.
Yeah, like he'd never done anything before, but that day he actually decided to clean up a bit. At 10:54 a.m., Stephan was seen on CCTV in different clothing than what he had been wearing earlier that morning, throwing something into the complex dumpster. Jennifer apparently had some appointments that morning. She left the apartment at around 9:30 and returned back at around 11 a.m. Stephan left again at 11:03. At 11:22, he stopped at a vape shop and made a purchase. At 12:12 p.m., a factory reset was carried out on his phone. He, as we mentioned, told Jennifer it was accidental, but it requires navigating through settings, maybe entering a password. It's not something that you generally do accidentally. You have to go through a bunch of steps.
Yeah, it's not like you drop your phone and you're like, oh no, a factory reset.
He would also later do another factory reset on February 27th, 2024 at 12 a.m. So 2 factory resets.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
2 accidents.
Yeah. He returned to the apartment complex at 2:43 p.m. Between around 3:25 p.m. and 4:36 p.m., he went to the dumpster to discard items 3 times. Again, don't know if it's arrogance, dumbness. Like, did they not think they were going to look in the dumpster in the apartment complex? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just mind blowing. Between 3:19 and 4:30 a.m. on February 27, Stephan left the complex in Jennifer's vehicle and he returned. So he was gone for just under an hour, or just over an hour at that time. After he was arrested, police held a press conference and said that they were sure that Madeline was deceased. At this stage, she was still missing. Sheriff Mina said, last night, detectives from the police department met with Madeline's mother and they had to tell her the very devastating news that although we have not found Madeline, we are now confident she is dead. That press conference was held at 1 p.m. By 4:30 p.m. on the same day, they had found Madeline's body. It was found in a wooded area off Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County. In a release after that, Police Chief Betty Holland provided the following statement. It is with a heavy heart I inform everyone that, as we expected, Madeline Soto is deceased. I am thankful that she was found and for the coordinated efforts of, and she lists a bunch of police departments and sheriff's departments, that we are able to bring some closure to the family. This is a sad day for our community and we mourn the loss of such a young life. So there are photos of the area where she was found. It's like a little bit wooded, very tall grass, like, seems like a place that he would think to dump a body. And they were, I feel like they were lucky. Obviously, he left a massive digital trail with all this CCTV and things like that, but they did find her, thankfully, relatively quickly after she disappeared.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like isolated area, but it's not very like secluded or very densely wooded or brush. It's just kind of a weird choice, but
Yeah.
I guess not shocking.
On March 1st, 2024, Jennifer was interviewed by authorities. She said that Stephan was a master liar and a master manipulator. She claimed that she had no idea that he was sexually abusing Madeline. She insisted that she tried watching her like a hawk, but added that she was, quote, oblivious to everything. She said that she originally wanted to believe that he was innocent, but had changed her mind after being shown evidence by the authorities. An investigative report says, I asked her what she thought Stephan was guilty of, and she replied, he's been grooming and abusing my child. Stephan waived his first appearance in court on March 2, 2024. He was represented instead by an attorney. He was obviously, thankfully, not granted bond. There was a wild thing that happened in this case. I still feel it's quite unbelievable.
It's so crazy, like ridiculous.
Sheriff Marcos Lopez posted a confidential crime scene photo showing Madeline's body on Instagram that day. So March 2nd, he posted this. The agency later said it had been accidentally shared with the public. So I did see the photo at the time. I think if I remember correctly, she was face down. Or you like it wasn't.
Like you couldn't see much.
No, you could make out a body outline and the clothes that she was wearing. And it was obviously Madeline. They said the clothes in the photo are consistent with the outfit that Madeline was said to be wearing when she disappeared. And he posted the photo with a caption, "Great day with our seniors," followed by an emoji of a smiley face with a halo. So this circulated the internet.
Put the wrong photo.
Put the wrong photo. He obviously had a photo of her body on his phone. A spokesperson told News 6 at the time, earlier today, a post was made on social media about a community event for seniors. In the post, an investigative photo was accidentally included. The photo was immediately removed. We deeply apologize for any confusion or disturbance this may have caused. As with any investigation, the information obtained is confidential and any mistaken disclosures will be immediately rectified. That is a big mess up. I don't know. I know some people aren't great with social media, but I don't even know how this could actually happen.
Even if you clicked it by accident, like you don't go back and look at your post, like it pops up after you post it, especially when you're posting like a business account, you don't want to double check, make sure it's all good.
And if I remember rightly, it was up for a little while. Like it wasn't up for like seconds. It was up for a little while until someone took it down and realized.
Yeah.
On March 6th, 2024, court records were released that showed Stephan had been sexually abusing Madeline for years. Even though he tried to wipe his phone, investigators were able to recover the files, which stemmed back as far as 2022. So she would have been around 10 or 11, depending on when he started, which is just horrible. The affidavit says, upon reviewing the contents of Stephan's phone, several images and videos were located which depicted the missing juvenile. As I mentioned in the court documents, there is information about the type of photos that were found on the phone. I'm not going to go into them, but it does run through what he was doing to Madeline while she was seemingly sleeping or drugged. Like in a lot of I'm going to be honest, I didn't read every single word because it was just too degrading and horrendous.
Disgusting.
But the ones I did read, a lot of it seemed to happen to her when she was either unconscious, sleeping, or drugged. So maybe that could be along the lines of why he was Googling other drugs, anesthetic drugs to knock her out maybe. On March 7th, one of the roommates said that she had heard noises coming from the bedroom where Stephan and Madeline were on the night of the murders. The investigative report says in order for her to hear noises, it would have to be significant based upon the noise would have to travel through 2 closed doors and across a hallway. So that maybe indicates there was some type of a struggle. I have no doubt there probably was a struggle, based on what was happening, but it sounds like it was noisy enough for people to hear.
Mm-hmm.
On March 12th, 2024, the State Attorney's Office announced that he had filed 60 counts against Stephan, including the following: 8 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12, 5 counts of sexual battery with a child 12 to 18, 7 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation, 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child with 10 or more images. One USB that they retrieved contained over 35,000 child sex abuse images. So
crazy.
Unbelievable. Police held a press conference on March 21st, 2024 to provide updates. Police Chief Holland was asked whether Jennifer, Madeline's mother, was a person of interest. She said everyone who was close to Madeline is considered a suspect until we have proven otherwise. On April 18th, 2024, Jennifer and her attorney were taken in for another interview. Jennifer was asked why she allowed Stephan to stay at the home even though they had broken up. And this is a quote from that. It says, Jennifer stated Madeline would sleep with her the majority of the time, and when Stephan began staying there, the three of them would sleep in the same bed. Jennifer stated Madeline never wanted to sleep alone in her bedroom. Jennifer couldn't remember how many times she let Madeline sleep with Stephan alone in his bedroom. Jennifer stated she allowed it because she trusted Stephan and he treated Madeline as his daughter. When Jennifer stated that she and Stephan ended their relationship, Madeline had an idea but never spoke about it. Jennifer said she spoke with Stephan about him possibly moving back to help him get on his feet, but she didn't know if it was going to be permanent or temporary.
I wonder what that means. Madeline had an idea but never spoke about it.
I think that means maybe about the I read that to mean about the relationship breaking up. That she didn't know, or she maybe knew, but they never kind of confirmed that they had apparently broken up. I feel like, kind of reading between the lines a little bit, Jennifer is implying that she let him stay there to get back on his feet, but they didn't discuss how long that was going to be for. But that indicates that there was no intimate relationship between him and Jennifer at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So on April 24th, 2024, Stephan was indicted on a first-degree murder charge in relation to Madeline's death. Police Chief Betty Holland said the evidence shows an individual who was entrusted to keep Madeline safe made calculated moves to dispose Madeline's belongings and place her body in a wooded area before she was ever reported missing. On June 10th, 2024, it was announced that prosecutors would seek the death penalty against Stephan. Madeline's cause of death was revealed in August 2024. Her cause of death was ruled as homicide via strangulation, which again supports the fact that there was probably a struggle, because this is not a way that you would not struggle. It would take probably minutes to die at least.
I wonder if that's how, not to be like borderline graphic, if that's how he was getting her unconscious sometimes, if like that was something he normally did and this time killed her. Yeah. Accidentally.
According to her autopsy, the hyoid bone in her neck had been broken. So
that's a lot of force.
So we're now at 2025 this year. In February 2025, Stephan's attorney filed motions seeking to drop the death penalty. The attorney argued that it was unconstitutional. His attorney also fought to suppress evidence that had been found on his phone, arguing that it had been unlawfully seized. This is despite Stephan giving them access to the phone. The attorney argued that Stephan had not been given the choice regarding the seizure of the phone, and law enforcement had not obtained a search warrant at that time. His attorney also said that Stephan had been under the influence of medication and he hadn't eaten all day when he allowed detectives to take his phone.
Oh, wow. Difficult for him. What a hard. Imagine having to be the defense attorney for this guy. Like, I know everyone's entitled to defense, blah, 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 but I would be like, no fucking thanks.
Yeah. Madeline's case never went to trial. On July 21st, 2025, so just last month, Stephan pled no contest to murder and he pleaded guilty on all 60 other sex crime charges. He was sentenced to 21 concurrent life sentences in state prison with no chance of parole. This is one instance where the court absolutely 100% got that right. That is a deserved sentence.
Mm-hmm.
As goes along with the whole theme of this, Jennifer did not attend court that day. She didn't prepare or provide any remarks either. Like in, for instance, the Idaho 4 sentencing, one of the roommates had someone else read out statements. She could have done that. She didn't provide a statement. She didn't give anything.
Dickhead.
Madeline's father, Tyler, spoke in court. He said, "I can't grasp the selfishness of you, the deplorability of your actions. You're depraved, you're weak, you're a coward. It doesn't heal with time." Stephan was also allowed to speak. This has raised a lot of controversy because we'll put a clip in here and we'll just talk about what he said. But should he have been given the right? Like, I know it's a legal thing and he has the right to speak, but essentially he deprived Madeline of her life. He degraded her. He abused her. Just it doesn't sit right with me, but I understand why was given the right to speak.
It doesn't bother me that they're given the right to speak, people in these situations, because it also, like, especially in this place, just shows you, like, not that you need more proof of what kind of fucking person he is, but what kind of person he is with this shitty ass statement that he thought was like somehow gonna make him the victim. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to make a brief statement. I agree that it's not fair that Madeline is not here anymore. I still have a hard time contemplating a world where she's not around, a world which feels less vibrant and less colorful than it did before. I've prayed to God countless times to trade places with her, to take me instead. And unfortunately, that's just not how he works. I have nothing but sorrow for her loss, and I miss her all the time. Her passing has torn me and my family apart as well, and she truly was a joy. I pray to God that she is in heaven and that he's taking good care of her. And I hope she gets to join the choir because she had a beautiful voice. I will miss her all the time. I will never not honor her memory. And I apologize for all the pain.
Like, you're not allowed to miss her.
And I will honor her memory. Did you honor her when she was alive
when you strangled her to death?
And sexually abused her for years? It's so self-serving and...
Yeah, he did that for himself.
Yeah. So that is it in terms of Madeline's case, the lead up, what happened, and the conclusion. Hasn't been any mention of an appeal. He's basically admitted in that statement, like, I apologize for all the pain that he, was the perpetrator. Obviously, too, by the case not going to trial, he pled guilty to most of the charges. I don't know if there even can be an appeal after that. A lot of the discussion still online to this day is about Jennifer's involvement. She hasn't been charged with anything in regards to this case. People think she should be. I also agree she should be. I feel like it just comes down to her pleading ignorance, though, and her like, I had no idea. Like, he treated her like a daughter and all that type of stuff. She's been able to get away with it because she has basically said that she was oblivious to everything that was going on.
I'm assuming it just comes down to there not being really like evidence that she knew, maybe like hard, cold facts, evidence that they could present at court or something to charge her. But I think she absolutely knew what was going on. Like you said, was just like pretending to not know what was going on. And I think she is trash, garbage, person, human being. And I hope that she knows that. And I can say that with confidence. Like, she's a disgusting person. I would say that to her face if I saw her. It sickens me that, like, obviously there's disgusting pedophiles out there, but as her own mother just like served her up on a silver platter to this man who was a pedophile, and she did nothing about it. Just let her teen daughter go to bed alone with a 37-year-old man. It's disgusting.
Even, like, let's say there is a small chance that Jennifer really didn't know, but even the position that she put Madeline in is one of negligence and one of neglect. Like, there is no way that anyone can justify having a 13-year-old sleeping with a 37-year-old male who's not related to her.
Well, Jennifer had her own bedroom, a separate bedroom.
Yeah. Like I understand, like, fathers sleep with their children and all that. Like, I'm not indicate, like, I don't want anyone to say, well, that's like, it is. I understand that is a natural thing. That is something that happens. But when it's a man who you aren't related to, your daughter is 13. It's not like you're sleeping with or co-sleeping with a toddler or something like that. It's a 13-year-old girl. When there was a space, there should have been a space for Madeline in the house. Jennifer should have given up her bedroom. She should have slept with Stephan if that was the case. There's just no scenario where this is okay for me.
No, I think she did nothing to support her daughter at all. And it's gross. She should have just let her live with the grandmother then.
Yeah, exactly. One other thing I did have a question about is why Jennifer, or whoever was listed as her guardian, with the school wasn't notified that Madeline didn't attend school that day.
That too.
Because I'm assuming now in most schools, it's pretty common practice that if your child doesn't turn up, you get a text or an email. Like I get a text if my kids aren't at school. So I know apparently after this, Orange County Public School System is changing its absence notification system. They said that basically parents get a notification at the end of the day, which is I think that's what they got at the time that Madeline went missing. But now,
wait, why? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, starting in April this year, they will. Was it this year? And so, as of April last year, they also got notification that their student is absent towards the beginning of the day.
That would make more sense.
Yeah. I like, what are you going to do? Like, I can't, like mine, from both of my kids, it gets sent out pretty much first thing in the morning after they mark the roll or whatever. And then, so, like, obviously all the times that my kids haven't been there are times that I know of. But if you didn't know that your child was at school, at least you'd have those hours to start investigating and be like, well, where are they? What are they doing? Yeah. I know. Again, it comes down to, though, what did Jennifer know? I don't know. I don't know if she knew that Madeline was dead and if that Stephan had killed her. I think she absolutely knew about the sexual abuse. I don't know how much she knew about what actually happened that day, though. If she was really just lazy, didn't get up when Madeline went to school and didn't realise until 4:30 that she was missing.
Yeah, I just don't even have anything else to say because I just think that nobody protected Madeline, which is really sad.
No, it seems like her grandmother did love her. Like, she obviously stayed with the grandmother. The grandmother threw the party for her. I wish it could have been different, and Madeline maybe could have lived with her if she was a decent human. But I guess it's one of those things. Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
So again, I really recommend checking out Gavin Fish, his blog. He has tons and tons of photos. Like, I'm scrolling now. I was just browsing it. Probably like thousands of photos. There's the car where Madeline was transported, her clothing. It's got a ton of information on there. So if you want to check out more of those photos, I'll link his blog on our blog.
Yeah. So that's really it for this episode. There's not much to discuss, obviously. It's just a horrible case. So everything will be on our blog at truecrimesocietyblog.com, like Olivia was just saying. I'm drawing a blank because Mike's in here and I feel embarrassed.
Make sure that you check us out on TikTok and Reddit these days. We are trying to be more active on there. I'm learning TikTok, so be nice. But I am going to do, after we get off here, I'm going to make a video about the Humiston murders, which we covered recently. So I feel like these are good alternate options to some other social media if you are looking for them.
Yeah. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at True Crime Society. We're always posting updates on there and everything. My account is _. If you want to see what I'm up to. Olivia still doesn't have an account.
Mine might be back next week, or who knows? Probably not, but
yeah, we're going on like months now, it feels like. No account for Olivia. Make sure you're following or check us out on Patreon if you want more content from us. We do weekly bonus episodes. We do all the episodes ad-free as well. And we do an earlier release for the main episodes. And I know we talked about at the start how we have over 100 bonus episodes that you would get access to if you join the Patreon. So check us out over there. Otherwise, just all the usual stuff. Leave us some nice Spotify comments. We love to see what you guys think about the episodes. Share the podcast to your Instagram stories. We like to see what you guys are up to while you're listening and what hobbies you have or your pets. A lot of dog walking, things like that. We love to see. So keep doing that. And that's it. So thank you guys for listening. Stay safe out there. Peace out.
See ya.